Alright, hey guys, Lyoko here. So, you guys know that I've been doing motor vlogs for a little while now, and I thought, you know, I've got the stuff to do it all. I'm gonna get started doing all the gaming stuff. I keep talking about it, you know, and I'm gonna just get on with it. This is the first little game series that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call this Warship Wednesdays. Name works. So, idea is that every Wednesday you'll get a game from me from World of Warships. So you'll see my progression every time I do these now, because I'm going to record every time I'm playing so that you actually get the progression. Sometimes I might be with friends, sometimes, most of the time, a lot of the time I'll be on my own, sometimes I will be with friends. So, yes, let's talk you through what ships I've got in my port then. To start with, there's this one, the Tier IV Wyoming, which is an American battleship. Lovely, great big thing. As you can see, it's got 6 gun arrangements. I'm still doing it again. You can't see the cursor. I'm still using the cursor to point out. Zoom up in nice and close as well, because some of the artillery bit out here. So, main battery firing range is 14.1 kilometers roughly. Main battery is 6x2 305mm guns. And then you got the secondary armament is 6 lots of 127mm guns, which you can see just here on the sides. This side, and then of course on the other side you've got the other 3. And of course you've got there's 14 12.7mm anti-aircraft guns, as well as 6 times 4 28mm guns, and 8 76.2mm guns arranged around the ship for the anti-aircraft defense. So there's plenty of guns on this thing, as you would expect from a big, huge cruiser. We'll move across now. Next ship I've got, you got the American Tier IV Langley, which is the first of the American not battleships, what am I saying? I was just on battleship. First of the American aircraft carriers. So, yeah, it's actually a pretty fun it's a pretty fun ship to use, especially if you get it right, on how you play. It sends up, well, it's like you can see on the deck here, you got 6 torpedo bombers and you got 6 fighters, and then in reserve under here in the hangar you've got an additional 6 of each. So you've got a total of 2 of each. Quite good, quite handy. Yeah, eventually I'll have a game on that. The games with Langley tend to be pretty long, so if I do a game in the Langley, it will be a single episode, more than likely, unless the game is very short and I can squeeze in another ship. But typically the Langley tends to last most of a round, which is 20 minutes. Each round is about 20 minutes long. I mean, I played a game a minute ago which the recording time failed because the microphone wasn't loud enough, and the game ended up being about 17.5 minutes long because it was a good game, but I ended up losing because the rest of my team died. So yeah, couldn't help that. So moving on, next ship you got the Tier IV Japanese battleship, the Miyogi, which it's got, the main battery is 3 lots of 2 356mm cannons, guns even, and you got 4 lots of individual 76mm guns as secondary armament, and then you got an additional 16 single 152mm guns. So there's quite a few of them around. There's also on the back here a little scout plane that has the effect of it increases the range of the ship, the guns on the ship, and let me tell you, it really extends it. My god. You'll see that in a game at some point. Then we got the Kuma, Tier IV Japanese cruiser, which again, nice little ship. You got 2 lots of torpedoes on it, 1 on each side with 2 tubes. There's a fighter aircraft on here as well. Yeah, it's got 7 guns on it. So it's got plenty of firepower, but they're not big guns. Then the final ship I've got in my port, you've got the Wakatake. I think that's how you say it. Which is a Tier III Japanese destroyer. Again, comes with 2 torpedo tubes, comprising of, well, it comes with 2 torpedo arrangements comprising of 2 tubes on each. And they are pretty effective if you can get them on target. I'm really enjoying the destroyer line, if I'm quite honest. And I'm quite happy that I went with the Japanese ones, because apparently they are better for the torpedoes, from what I've been hearing. So I'm going to be sticking with the Japanese line for now, because I've only got the 1 vacant slot, which that one at the moment is to go down the Japanese carrier line as well. And at the moment I haven't really got money to be spending to get the doublons to be able to get extra slots. So yeah, there is that. Eventually I might, you know, if the situation calls for it, I might, because you know, it's quite an extensive tech tree on here. I mean, you got the Japanese one, there's 4 different ship lines. Same with the US, you got 4 different ship lines. So we shall see on that. I mean, yeah, we know the Russian ships are coming in soon, and so are the German ships, so we'll get those at some point soon. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to get into a game here with the Wakatake. Let's get this going. Okay, this doesn't seem like too bad of a game. It's a good little Tier 3 game. Now, first thing you guys are going to notice, if you've got any inclination as to World of Warships, is I have got a mod pack installed on here. It doesn't change. I haven't got. It's more aesthetic, so they're all changed. So you guys are going to see how the mods have changed it. Now, where do I go? Do I go up to C there, or do I go down to A there? I'm going to go towards C. Tends to be a better choice when you're in a small ship. If I'm in a battleship, then I'd be heading down to A. But as I'm in a destroyer, I'm going to head for C. Let's turn my guns this way, lock them on bearing so they'll turn and stay there. Just need to remember to unlock them when I'm ready to fire at someone. Now, like I say, I've got a number of little mod packs installed on here, mainly for aesthetic purposes, but some of them do help slightly in the gameplay. Mainly on visual side of things, really. So, first and foremost that I can point out to you right now, up in the top left hand corner, you'll see there's a timer. That's telling me what time it is actually right now in the real world, so I don't lose track of time while I'm playing. Then you've got a damage counter. Very handy, because it tells you the amount of damage that you've actually caused in the duration of the game. So let's get this boost going, get a bit of speed on. Yeah, so the damage counter is very handy. It tells you how much damage you've done, and if you're playing in a platoon, in a not platoon, that's World of Tanks there. If you're basically playing with a couple of other people, then it's really handy.
Let's give them a hard time.
As you can actually compete with your friends to see who's got the who's getting the better damage count against the enemy.
Our team is taking the lead.
Because that's always quite fun to do, is to compare. I've been spotted. Oh wait, that's right. Derp, I need to unlock my guns. Dumbass. Yeah, so we're not counting on there being 3 destroyers. As you can see, another one of the mods is the likes of a almost tracer round kind of thing with the guns. They're kind of
Torpedoes to port.
I'm gonna take a torp. There's a torp. That hurt. We're not doing too great there.
Torpedoes direct front. Problem solved, sir. Torpedoes to starboard.
So, yeah, that didn't quite go to plan.
Engine boost deactivated.
What was I saying? Crap. Yeah, there you go, that's right. Rounds. Basically, it's almost like tracer rounds kind of thing. So you can tell what's being fired. Like, these reds are your high explosives. Like I've currently got selected at the moment is high explosive rounds. The blue that you can see there flying over is your arm penetrating rounds. Oh, and I just got popped. But let's see what happens with my torps. Woo! It's just a flesh wound. You might have got me, but I got him. That's worth it. So, like I was saying, the red is for the high explosives, blue for armor penetrating. It helps to tell what's being fired at you, and it helps to remind you what you're firing. Ultimately, it doesn't have any effect on gameplay. All it does is let you know what's being fired at you, so you know whether or not to panic or not, depending on what ship you're in and all that. But yeah, so while that was a very short-lived game, I'm quite happy with the fact that I did manage to get the It's a Flesh Wound medal. Could have done better, but we could have done worse. So let's drop out of here. Because that game was so short, we'll have another one. And what we'll do, we'll keep with the speedy style at the moment. And we're going to go with the Kuma. Which again is a very quick, speedy little thing. That's right. I've got everything apart from the Furutaka upgrade. So yeah, let's drop into a battle. Tier 5 game, interesting map. This is a very difficult map to play, but we'll do our best, shall we? Okay. Of course, the destroyers are a little bit faster, but don't waste no time. I'm going to send my bird up in the air, and let's see what we can spot. Let's see how we can do in this game. I do kind of treat the Kuma here more like a destroyer than I do a cruiser, mainly because of the fact that the two torpedo tubes, this lots it's got, makes it very good to get in and shoot some torpedoes at the enemy. But there is the difficulty in the fact that this one has a very short range set of torpedoes. What we will do though is hope that the enemy is silly enough to keep going in the direction of my torpedoes. And I just realised that apparently I've actually got 4 sets of torpedo tubes on this ship. So, yay, amazing. Okay, let's switch to the main guns. Start opening fire. Let's see what we can do. Whoa, that was a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage.
Problem solved, sir.
knocked out one of my two torpedo tubes. Son of a bitch. And I'm on fire. That's good. Next. We are dangerously close right now. This doesn't seem to be going too well. But he's about to take 2 torpedoes, or 1 torpedo at least.
Our team has taken the lead.
Ah, we got popped. Yeah, that wasn't too great. I got 1 torpedo hit and 1 flooding caused. Unfortunately, we didn't do too great. But I did just remind myself that I do have quite a few torpedo tubes on this ship. More than I realised. I would have liked to have taken out that Omaha, but apparently it wasn't meant to be. So, yeah. I'm going to drop back into the port. We'll have one little discussion as to what's going on. And, yeah. So, guys, yeah, that's it. I'm going to call that an end to the first episode of my Warship Wednesdays. Sorry if it seemed a little bit boring or short. Like I say, this is the first one I've done. Hopefully I'll get better as time goes on. Also, hopefully the audio quality here isn't too bad. I mean, I'm still having to work out the kinks with this microphone and all that. Very difficult to get the right settings with it, because it doesn't really give you that much tuning capabilities with it. So yeah, over time it should get better, obviously. I mean, it's a new thing for me, so we will see. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll get another one out for you guys next week. So, want to see more of it? Give it a like, just give it a thumbs up. Let me know how you think, and we will be back next week with another episode. So I shall see you guys next week. Peace out and chicken grease.